What's up, everyone? It's your favorite host, Akira. Welcome to Glam Talk TV, where we talk all things glam, number one beauty podcast in the world. So today we have a special guest on the show. So let's get into this episode. Welcome in our special guest today. We have Jackie Surreal Beauty in the building. How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm great. I'm so happy to have you here today.
I'm
Thank you for coming
excited.
on. So let's get into some things, So the first question I want to ask you, how long have you been in the beauty industry? Well, no. Actually, what do you do in the beauty industry?
Well, I am a multifaceted artist. So I do multiple things, but I am specialized in natural hair care, makeup artistry, and brows.
Oh, okay. We got some things up in there. For one, your brows look absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's get into them.
Thank you.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to jump into is the natural hair care. Like, how did you get into natural hair care?
I got into natural hair care very early on when it was slowly budding, but it wasn't like a popular thing. I started off being natural in I believe elementary school.
Wow.
I would say middle school now because being in sixth grade is considered being in middle school,
Yeah.
right? So like middle school, and I had this aha moment, epiphany, like I really want to grow my hair, but I can't seem to grow with relaxers. So I'm looking at old pictures of myself as a kid, and I just see all this hair, and I'm like, I want that back.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, we're gonna go back, and I decided, all right, I'm gonna take this natural hair journey. And from there, that is where it began.
That's such a big step to take at such a young age because, growing up, I can only imagine. I know how I felt when I was younger. We got picked at for our natural hair, and especially if it wasn't long and voluptuous like a lot of other people. So to take that major step at such a young age and be like, I'm going to knock this out and I'm going to rock my natural hair. I don't care what nobody say. That's really commendable on your end.
Thank you.
So since you started in middle school with the natural hair care, what led you into the beauty industry? Like, did that spark the fire to want to say, I want to do this for other people?
I think what sparked it for me, it was honestly an organic thing. So beauty was never something that was like on my list of I want to become this when I get older. I wanted to do plenty of other things, but I definitely got into it because other people saw my gifts. Other people pointed out how great I was. They kept coming and getting services done. And I also realized that the gift was for me. Because I took so much joy in it and I wasn't earning any money.
Yeah.
So when I realized that, I said, you know what? I'm going to stick with this for now. This is fun. I'm enjoying this. I love making people feel great. I love creating different styles on people's heads and using my hands to create on people's faces. So, why not keep this going? And it's just been a fun ride ever since.
Well, that sounds like it was like your calling.
Yes.
Like it called out to you.
Definitely.
Some things like we don't choose, it chooses us.
I totally agree with that sentiment. It just came to me in such a natural way because of circumstances. You know how we all get into things via situations that happen in your life, or you may be lacking in certain areas. So for me, my mama was not a hairstylist. I had plenty of hair for her to do, but she did not know what to do with it. So my biggest thing was, oh my gosh, I got to figure out a way to do this hair. And especially at that prime age, as being a hairstylist, adolescence is like your time where you're really trying to figure yourself out.
Yes, definitely.
And 12, 13, 14, you're like, mom, get out my hair, I got this. So you're discovering, you're exploring every day. And I just came to a place where I just was like, I really want to do this. And it has definitely taken off for me ever since, just naturally. So that's kind of realized it's just something that I'm supposed to be doing.
Well, that sounds like a fun intro to the journey.
Yes.
I can definitely relate to that because I remember being 13, 14, all in the mirror, changing my hair every other day if I could. My mama couldn't even do her weave because I had it in my head.
Right, because you're all in her stuff, trying to try things out and do a new do and figure out what you like. But I love that for us as girls because we have that, and I have seen what it's like for the guys to go through their transformation. So that brings me back to my story of what led me further into being a natural hairstylist. So as I got further into my natural hair journey, I decided, being in the mirror for hours on end in the morning was too stressful. I got to go to school. I got to do work. I just want to have fun. I'm a kid. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to get locks. My aunt had locks for years, and her locks were so beautiful. They were really small and gorgeous, and I just was like, you get up and go every day with ease. Like, I want that.
Yeah. That convenience is everything.
It was
That's
everything.
how I felt when I cut my hair off.
And not to mention, girl, that's how I was tender-headed.
Really?
I have the nerve with all this lioness hair.
It's always the girls who got the most hair.
Yes.
Like, y'all be so tender-headed, y'all don't want nobody to touch it.
And that's the girls I attract, honey. So
that's good, though.
Yes.
Then, they say your vibe attracts your tribe.
Absolutely.
And a lot of my clients are literally like me. Like,
what
I be thinking, they be thinking, too.
I love that.
And it just be like, okay, it's a good kumbaya here.
It is.
It's like meeting yourself in another body.
Absolutely. Because we all got different versions, different variations out here. But, yeah, this natural hair journey that I was on, I started my locks right at the top of high school, I believe, like ninth grade. And in ninth grade, this was like back in 2000, maybe 5-ish, maybe 4, because I graduated in 07. So, yes, from there, I started my lock journey with 2-strand twists. There were no products to think of. I was literally using beeswax.
I was going to say beeswax. That was the number one go-to.
Like oils and stuff and shea butter. Beeswax totally was like the worst thing to use. Yeah. But that was available.
That beeswax gets stuck and have your hair all gunked up. And
I really thought I was doing something with that. So when it started to get real for me was when I got to high school and Lil Wayne and the Hot Boys came out. And from there, I was in a multi-ethnic or very multi-diverse school, to say. And all the guys were like, oh, she got dreads? Can you do mine?
Yeah.
Can you do mine? Can you make me look like Lil Wayne?
Yeah.
I'm like, make you look like Lil Wayne.
Like, how am I supposed to do that?
Okay. So I'm not, I'm nice. I'm not going to deny. I'm like excited about this. I'm like, okay, you guys want to look like Lil Wayne, but I just want to do this because I enjoy having the freedom
and that's
to just be
cool.
myself.
So they saw you and was like, I want that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of cool to do that for men. Most men, they won't even say anything. They'll just look at you.
Yes.
They might pop up a thought in their head and they keep on going. But for somebody to stop you and say, make me look like you and then make me look like another person, that's dope.
Yeah, it was a really dope feeling, but it brings me to the point that I was making about how important it is for adolescent young men. It really showed me that young males were really trying to figure out their look and their style and just trying to find a broader variation of esteem.
Yeah.
And I think them starting their locks at that, prime age it really built their self-esteem.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You seen young men go from like no facial hair and short haircut, little fade, to now I look like a hot boy and I look like, I can get the girls and I'm rough and tough and I got, a strong demeanor. And that's what essentially kind of locks gives you.
Yeah, they
gives
do.
You
It gives you like a powerful feeling. Yeah.
And I learned that about dealing with guys. I learned a lot of things about dealing with male clients and their thought process of how they like to adorn and take care of themselves.
Okay. So we have the natural hair care. And what else have we gotten into since you started the natural hair care journey?
I've gotten into plenty of things. I'm a girl that likes to challenge herself regularly. So when I got bored with hair a little bit, I decided to start doing makeup.
Ooh, makeup.
Makeup for me started because I dealt with acne and I wanted to figure out a way to take great care of my skin, but also learn how to adorn myself as a lady, because I would see my mom's makeup bags and she would have all this beautiful Mary Kay stuff and all these different shades and lipstick colors. And I just was like, I want this for myself, but I don't know how to use this. So I went to like a local Walmart and bought, my first book I bought was by Iman, and it was I believe the like Book of Color. I forget what the name of the book is, but it just shows you a great variation of all these different models, different looks from the 80s on up. It was just fly to me just to see all the models and the different women in her magazine. In her book, and read on how to, one, take care of your skin, learn about face shapes, placement, technique, tools, products.
Which is very important.
Very much so. And this was definitely before the YouTube era. I was right at the top of where it was about to start. So I read first. And then YouTube happened and I started watching YouTube videos. And my first little opportunity was in high school, of course, for a fashion show. And they just asked me and I said, okay, I'll do it. I had a few things. I went to my local convenience store, grabbed some stuff from the drugstore, and I went on my way. And from there, it has just been an awesome journey ever since as well.
Yes.
I feel like my journey has been anything that I've been like super passionate about and I start doing it, it just kind of takes off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, listen, taking off, that's how I am too. Like, once I get my mind focused on whatever it is that I'm doing, it just skyrockets. But I think the most important thing behind that is the passion. Because if you do stuff without passion, you tend to be like, I don't want to get up and do this today. Yeah. But if you're passionate about it, even on your days off or you don't feel the best, you still push through, and that day can turn around and be the best day ever, even when you didn't feel like having it.
That is so true. I totally understand that passion now versus then is the fuel to keeping you going.
Oh yes.
It is so important for us as stylists to keep our passion alive, keep our fuel fired up, because we are human and it gets tiresome sometimes. It gets tough. We have our rough days and sometimes you just want to tap out.
Yep. Because people be peopling. Yeah, we got to deal with a lot of people. And people be peopling. And they gonna be who they are, and sometimes you almost forget who you are dealing with them.
Let's talk
so
about
you have to reel yourself
people
back in as a service provider, because child, you have to be like, don't let me show you who my mama raised me to be.
You typically don't want to have to show them, but sometimes they can take you there.
It can definitely take you there. So within servicing people, how has it been getting into the brow section? Because I know that is like its own little world over there.
Well, for the brows, it is definitely a whole nother world. It is definitely one of those higher ticket services.
Yes.
I'm still fairly new to it, but I can give an example of how it was for me for my first 2 years of doing lashes, because they're kind of both in adjacent to the same thing.
Lashes, girl. You really are multifaceted. Yes. We love a multifaceted queen.
Yes. So I did lashes, started anyway, during the pandemic. Let's talk about imposter syndrome and how scared I was to even bring a needle close to anybody's lashes. So I had to get past that fear, take the class. And once I took the class, I realized, women overall just really love to adorn themselves, take really great care of themselves. And if there are any ways to naturally enhance, and it could be additives, but just to enhance it at a very natural capacity, women gravitate to that, especially now in today's society. More and more women are gravitating to cleaner beauty, more high ticket services that are long lasting, that they don't have to come back and get done over and over again so frequently. And people are valuing experiences more. So you definitely got to be the stylist and the provider that also offers a great experience along with your skills. So,
I'm definitely quality over quantity for sure.
Absolutely.
I don't need a whole lot of people.
No, ma'am.
I like to provide quality in anything that I'm doing, because that definitely speaks volumes in how much you care about your business, and people can feel that energy when it comes to your establishment.
They do. Have you ever had a time though where that was a struggle for you?
Yes. And that was during that time of like that hustle mode, where the passion kind of got thrown out the window and life was lifing. And then it's like, oh, I got to get this money. But then I noticed that it was like a stagnation there because of that mindset in general.
But stagnation where?
In the business.
Okay.
And the money, because now things are lacking because I'm not so passionate about it. I don't really care
Yeah,
if I'm showing up.
Money.
Yeah, I don't care if I'm showing up 5 minutes before and I'm going to get you in and I feel rushed and now you can feel my energy. I don't care about that because like I'm trying to get the money. And I don't care if you complain about the little mistake I made. It's like I'm trying to get the money.
Yeah.
But see, I've learned from doing that. That's never good. And nobody wants to be treated that way. I had to put myself in the client's shoes and then take a step back. And then I also had to go back and talk to God and let him know, like, okay, God, I might be struggling right now, but I need you to guide me. But this is what I really want to do. So realign me in the best way possible. And then everything works itself out. It might take some time, but it definitely works itself out for sure.
I totally agree with you on that. I feel like when you are an early hair professional, beauty professional, you really start off with passion and then you get into an upheaval of hustling because you see that money so fast.
Oh, yeah.
You start seeing it and you're like, oh my gosh, I could do this every day. I can totally attest to the fact that hustle mentality and chasing the money overpowers your gift to the point where you're not even producing your best work because you're chasing the money. And
the more you chase, the further they get away from you.
Come on now.
The more clients that you try to run and get, the more they actually don't come. It's almost like you've become invisible. Like you have an invisible cloak on you.
Yes.
And you be wondering, well, I'm trying to go get to the money. Why I ain't getting it? Or you start attracting the wrong type of people. I've dealt with that. And I had my fair share. And some things I would never go back to. Like certain practices, I'm just not
at all. I totally understand that too, because it is so imperative for us to value ourselves as artists and professionals, but it's also really great for us to understand what our brand is. Because when you start to really understand and cultivate what your brand is, then you are targeting the people that you really want to attract. And not only are you doing that, they are seeking you out because you're offering something to them that's either problem solving or it's also, making them feel amazing. So they are gravitating to you. But once I realized what branding meant, not marketing, branding meant, I stopped chasing people. I definitely used to, of course you're a mom, I'm a wife, I have multiple businesses, so I'm like constantly running after things, and you feel like, when bills are coming in, you're like, oh my gosh, let me go reach out, let me go promote, let me go do this, do that. Sometimes God will make you sit still, honey. So that you can really realize, 1, who you are, 2, what he's trying to tell you, and 3, what you've been missing out on because of your rushing.
Girl, you better preach.
So,
boy, did I have to sit down for a lot of times.
Oh my goodness.
I had to sit on the sidelines and watch a lot pass me by.
Please
just because of that, like rushing,
because
being bullheaded.
you're learning that nothing is passing you by. Nothing is passing you by. I think we were just saying this before we started filming. Like, what's for you is going to be for you. Nobody can take that from you. Nobody can remove that from you except for yourself. If you're not doing what you need to do for you and your growth, then it's going to be, in the back burner waiting for you to get yourself together. But you don't have all your life to do that. You got a small period of time to really get yourself together, and then that thing will start to creep itself back into your life. But knowing that, learning that is so valuable. So important.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And the more to this message, the message of the day is get out your own way.
Please.
Get out your own way. If you're in your way, get out your own way. I promise you, it'll all work itself out. Just breathe, calm down, count to 10, count 15 sheep if you need to.
Yes.
But it's definitely going to work out. So, yeah, get out your own way, people. So, moving along, so past the brows, I want to ask you, what are some pros that you had within the beauty industry in itself? Like, what are your pros?
My pros. What do you mean by like my pros? Are we weighing pros and cons here?
Yeah, we're weighing pros and cons.
Okay, so my pros about the beauty industry. Okay, now I'm clear. My pros about the beauty industry is freedom.
Yes.
Freedom. Okay.
Freedom.
I've been a 9-to-5 girly. I've been a corporate girly. And honey, it is nothing like having freedom to do what you love and get paid to do it.
Amen.
To set the bar for yourself where there's no sky limit. To be as creative as your free will allows. And to be able to really maximize on your gifts is one of my highest pros of this beauty industry. The second one, baby, is forever growing, okay?
Period.
It's in the billions.
Yes.
Who said everybody can't get some money?
No, it's enough for everybody.
It's enough for everybody.
It's literally endless.
Absolutely. 3, the world could be crumbling down, baby. People gonna always want to look good.
Oh, yeah. Because the pandemic proved it.
Yes.
People were still coming to get their nails done, their lashes done, their hair done.
Absolutely.
Even if we had to wear 3 masks.
Yes.
They were there to get that service.
And I think my last little bonus one about the beauty industry that I absolutely love, it's like the community. The community, the sisterhood. I've loved the amount of women and men too that I've been able to become friends with through this industry, the opportunities that I've been connected to through those friends and colleagues. I mean, just the community overall with beauty professionals is a beautiful thing. We're fun people. We have such an energetic spirit, and we constantly bring in the vibes.
Yes.
People underestimate the power of a glam squad, and sweetie, we are the heart and soul of a lot of your favorite people. Just they already are the life, but honey, we bring the oomph.
I just experienced that. We just recently did a shoot for a couple of girls, and they were like your average girls, but it was like one girl, she you could tell she was on the shy side, and that was her first time being in front of a camera. That was her first time actually having professional makeup done. And when I got done with her, she was like, wow, oh my god. That was pretty much everybody's reaction.
Don't you live for that?
Yes, but hers, she was like, I don't even wear eyeshadow.
Really?
And I was like, girl, like, don't be freaked out by it.
Those are my favorite ones.
Like, I love that. I love doing something to somebody that they just don't do.
You don't do this?
Yes. Let me show you how you gonna feel. Like, it's gonna be a different experience.
Yes.
And by the time she got maybe to like her 5th picture or so, girl
she was feeling
modeling.
I love it.
She never been in front of a camera, and I love that. Being able to instill confidence into somebody, even if you're not giving them complete confidence, but just boosting the levels a little bit.
We are your personal cheerleader.
Yes.
Okay? I say, just on a hairstylist level, honey, the pandemic taught me that we are close enough as to your doctor and OBGYN as you could be.
Oh, yeah.
We are the ones that see it before you say it. We are the ones that feel it before you even open up about it. So I just come to this realization that our work is spiritual.
It really is.
Because we really touch the heart of our clients. We know them to like the deepest level. Sometimes we spend hours with them. More than they spend with their families at times because they go to work. Like, we spend time with them and we get to know them on a very personal level. Yep. So
it's very therapeutic.
We
are therapists in a way.
We are.
The advice that we give, the things that they tend to share with us, sometimes they don't feel comfortable opening up to anybody else.
Girl,
and they be ready to come to you and be like, girl, let me spill my day. Or if it's a rough day that they have and they just be like, I just need to cry. And we allow that safe space for them. So all beauty professionals, like, we are important. Do not quit on your clients, because as you can see, we are very much miracle workers, and our jobs are very important, and we do have a place on this earth in a purpose, and this is our purpose. This is a part of our purpose, and it's to touch people, and our work is very healing. So just in case you felt like, oh, this is not working out for me because I'm not seeing the results.
Yes.
Keep going, because definitely it's somebody out there for you. Like, your clients that's going to sit in your chair, they definitely going to appreciate you when that time gets there.
Absolutely. You never know who you're touching. You never know, who you're empowering with your words, with just taking good care of them. Some people haven't been taken good care of in a while.
Oh, yes.
And when they come to you, it is just their relief.
Yes, it's the relief. You know how many people sat down in my chair and was like, I don't do anything for myself.
Yeah.
And it's like, like it's a little sad to hear.
I was gonna say that it is a little sad.
Yeah, and I'll be happy that I can give them exactly what they're looking for in that moment, like the sense of, oh girl, this is my me time, you know.
Yes, that's a big
offering
one.
that comfort in that moment.
That's a big one.
And then also too, if they come in with these crazy ideas and then you just able to create them,
yeah,
the excitement from that as well is like, oh my god,
we did this.
Yeah,
today.
we did this. It's like, oh my god, girl, I got these nails, I got this hair. Like, I didn't know if I was gonna be able to pull it off. Like, girl, I got you. Don't worry about that.
I love that for us.
Miracle worker. Yes.
I love that. That's just the beauty and the blessing of our jobs. Like, you know, we can innately understand from a picture or you describing something. Like, you know what? Okay, I'll take that. Plus this, and I put my little 2 cents on it.
You know, throw a little bit in the magic pot.
Yes.
You know, get
and
the mixing up.
Make magical results.
Yes. So, speaking of all the good things about the industry, let's get into the not so good things about the industry. What are some of your cons? You might have to take a sip on that. I'm going to have to take a sip with you.
I'm going to have to take a sip on that one.
Because, yeah.
Gather my thoughts.
Ooh, child, I can think of a couple.
The cons in this beauty industry.
Just name maybe about 3.
I'm gonna give
because I know it's about 300, but
you know what? I ain't gonna beat us up too bad because it's a beautiful space to be in.
It is.
But the cons in this industry is a dog industry.
Yes.
As much empowering goes around, it's a lot of cat fighting and scratching going on. And it's so unnecessary because we just said it. The industry is in the billions. It's enough for everybody. But still, we have this ongoing debate with people that just, you know, are either have their gripes and groans with the industry, or you have people that jumped into the industry full wheels blazing, and people are mad that has went to school, did their education, did all their steps, and they're like, what?
Like, how did you get
How did you?
Yeah.
That's the one. 2, I don't know why, but I feel like we are losing our stature and high standards.
Yes.
In beauty. When I first started, and even before I started as a hairstylist, hairstylists were looked at and revered as really important people in the community. They were respected and still are. I just feel like because there's no rules, there's no guideline, and I wouldn't even say gatekeeping. There's just no checking of the balances to make sure that people are respecting the craft. They're coming in with humility and they're serving people. That's the last one. I feel like we're losing our servant mentality. I don't know where we got into this thing where we're all celebrities now.
Well, I think that ushered in with the social media age.
Yeah,
because
it
you
is
can
a part of
literally
that.
take a picture and say, oh, I do hair, I do nails, I do makeup, and then instantly you have all these millions of people around you that are able to come to your page and kind of like justify that, whether it's real or not. And in real life, you know, you might not be doing that, or you might not be as good as what you're putting out to be. So a lot of us have these inflated egos and then that's how we get to that tussle of, well, I am like this because now I really do believe it. You know, the more you believe something, the more it becomes true.
And that's not to knock any person that has a very high sense of self-esteem, confidence, you know, just high authority in their skill. There's nothing wrong with that. What I take wrong with it is don't throw the humility away.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not saying tuck your confidence in your back pocket and don't let it show. I'm just saying, like, remember who you are and where you started. Don't forget that. And also, like, don't be so high in your game and in your growth that you don't look back and help people that really want to be in the same space as you, that don't get the same exposure, you know, that don't get the same applause that you do. Like, look out for the ones who actually want to be looked out for. And keep it graceful.
Yes,
because humble is a powerful word, but it's also kind of confusing.
It's a very thin line between be grateful or just shut up.
Right.
Yeah, it's
so
a
I'm gonna
very
use
thin
grace
line.
because
Some
God
people
has
tell
to
you
do
to be
with
humble,
grace. Yeah.
so you can like close up a little bit because they can't handle it.
Right.
Others are telling you because you may be a little too high up there.
Right.
You might need to calm down,
Right.
and it might be for your good. But also too, a lot of people don't realize that a lot of your blessings will stem from being able to teach others because the more you learn, the better for you, but it's also better for other people because the world has to evolve. So the more you know, that's more knowledge to be spread. And a lot of people don't understand your brain can only hold but so much anyway. Yeah. Your hands can only hold but so much anyway.
And what point do you reach in your career that you don't start mentoring and coaching and helping other people get to where you are? I mean, being in the industry for at least a decade or more should allow you to start thinking in that manner.
Oh, yeah, for
and
sure.
Start wanting to give back in that capacity to other people that need that. Because that's how we return that gift that was given to us back to other people.
Yep.
That's just my sentiment anyway.
Okay. So I feel like we definitely, even though within the cons, what I can say, we were able to grab some good things and flip them into positives.
Yes.
And that just goes to show that thing that I was saying earlier about how the passion behind what we're doing can still drive us even when we are having a negative outlook on things, for sure.
Yes.
So by being within the industry, like, what are some exciting things have you done? Like, have you done any like fashion shows besides the one that you just told me about in the beginning, but like fashion shows or like big photo shoots, celebrities? I know you have a lot of time that you have been in this game, so I'm pretty sure there's some juicy stuff in there that you've done.
Yes, I have been in this industry for a while now, at least over a decade, and I have been privy to a lot of opportunities. My most recent one was featured in Vogue with the lovely governor and first family of Maryland.
Yes.
Governor Westmore and his beautiful family. I was able to have that opportunity, as well as I've been able to work with so many amazing people. And I like to say it in this contest. I've been able to work with amazing people before the fame really blew catastrophically. So I've been able to see like the evolution of people's growth, and it's taught me a lot watching their evolution or being a part of that evolution. So one of my very first clients was celebrity clients anyway, was Duchess from Black Ink.
You know what's crazy? I met her.
Awesome.
In person, yes. It was some years ago.
Amazing?
Yes, she is a beautiful individual.
She really is sweet.
She radiates light.
She's an awesome person. It really taught me a lesson about meeting individuals in high places in person.
Yep.
I've never been like a starstruck individual.
Yeah.
But it taught me like even more deeply, like they're humans.
Yes, for sure.
And they appreciate it even more when you treat them as such.
Because a lot of them don't care. Imagine you live that life every day where people is like falling at your feet.
Yeah.
Eventually you're going to feel like, okay, I don't know whether this is real or fake.
Right.
And I don't know what your intentions are. So I am happy to hear girls just say, hey girl, what's on your mind today?
And I like to keep that attitude. Like, I like to be as real as they come. I like to be as authentic as I could possibly be, with a high splash of professionalism. But I like to be myself, so that you don't feel alarmed. You don't feel like you got to put your guard up. You could be yourself, and at least if this is the only moment that we can have as a human moment before you go out there and be a persona, then yes, girl, be free with me.
Yes, girl. I'll be like, what's the tea, girl? What's going on?
Yes.
And then I like building those bonds, those relationships with people, because that's how you really get to know them. A lot of people, they are that persona so much, and it's hard to crack down those barriers because they don't know whether they can trust you or not. So to know I'm a trustworthy person in somebody's corner is everything for me.
That is so true. That is so true. Trust in this industry is everything. That's one of the main foundation blocks to you building a clientele.
Yes.
If people don't trust you, let me rewind it back. If you don't trust it yourself.
People can't trust you.
There you go. And if the people can't trust you, they will not say a word, a peep about you.
They won't.
They won't say anything.
It will be it won't be the nicest set of words.
Won't be the most pleasant.
If
you do them real bad, anyway.
And word of mouth gets around.
Oh yeah, that is still the key.
Yes, that's the number one form of marketing. Absolutely. If you did not know people, and
before
people
social
will
media,
tell you, they will tell other people, "Oh, girl, either don't go to her, or send everybody to her."
Absolutely. And I love word of mouth. I love referrals. I'm at that place in my hair side of the business anyway where I simply look for referrals. Of course, I'm open to as many lovely souls as possible. But honey, if it's a referral, I'll take it because I know you vetted them. They vetted the situation.
Yep.
And, hopefully it's a good, connection. 9 times out of 10, it
9 times
really
out of 10, yeah.
is.
Because if I trust your Akira to 9 times out of 10, I feel like the people that you're
going to bring,
you're going to bring some
be
good
the
people.
Same caliber.
Yes.
Because I've had
some slip through the cracks though.
I was going to say that I've had my fair share of, girl, why did you bring that person to me?
It'd be like, was she not like that with me? But girl, she was a fool over here.
Okay. Why did you bring that person to me? Don't you do that again.
Like, I love you, but I can't take that one no more.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's sad for her because she missed out on a good thing.
Yeah, but it's good to say no.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Saying no in this industry will save you time, a headache.
Yes, because our good sisters will burn you out.
Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Have you
like
overworking,
services,
underpaid. So how do you feel like, I know you got social media, so how do you feel like when you're on there and you see the big debate about people and pricing? Because I know that's a big thing right now. And,
people in pricing.
Yes, people in pricing, they feel like, oh, that's too high for this service, or that's too low. Like, how do you feel about that?
From a business perspective, I don't have any problem with someone equally equating their time, skill, education to their value. What I do have a problem with, though, is people really taking advantage of folks emotionally and charging unreasonable prices for services that they know that they could be more reasonable about and be way more profitable. But because they are so money hungry, they decide that this is their profit margin that they want to be at. For sure. Those are the people that I really don't agree with.
Yes.
But no, if you know your value, you've educated yourself for many years, you continue education, you take classes, you do trainings, girl, charge your fees.
Yes, charge your worth.
Charge your worth. And if you are executing consistently, please charge.
Yes, add some tax onto it. Because it's important. A lot of people don't understand from the regular consumer perspective. They're seeing it as if, oh, girl, it's just something you know how to do. And what they don't see is the hardship that go into it. Yeah, you can't do it. You got to come to me. And
I'm sorry, I had an outburst, but you can't do it.
Your intrusive thoughts got the best of you.
Okay.
But now they feel like, it's something, just something that you can do. Anybody can do hair. Anybody can do lashes. Anybody can do makeup.
That's part
But it's not as simple as that. And they don't see the hardships that goes into it. The time that goes into perfecting your craft. The money that it takes to buy these products to be able to service other people. The continuing education.
Investing in yourself.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Like, they don't see all of that behind the scenes. They just see, this is the finished product when you do get a client. So I think it is important for us industry individuals to not feel bogged down with the thoughts of the people who feel like, oh, you're charging too much or you're charging not enough. But let's get into the people that's not charging enough for their services.
Oh yes, let's talk to them.
Yes, how do you feel about people under charging themselves? They're not charging enough. They feel like, oh, I'm not worthy enough to charge $100 for my services, or even $100 plus, because some people feel a little weird about asking for money.
Yes, I can totally understand that, and I have climbed out of those trenches, and that's why I said I want to talk to those people, because the first thing I want you to do is love yourself. Love yourself enough to say, I'm worth it. Yes, I deserve it.
Because you are worth it.
I can have it.
Definitely.
2, evaluate your skills. Take out a sheet of paper, write down the things you know how to do really well. Write down the things you know how to do so. Write down the last time you've been to a class.
Yep.
Last time you took a training. I don't care if it's on YouTube, Udemy, wherever you got it from.
University, they still get you together now.
Write it down, and then really look at yourself and say, okay, with all these things that I do, with all these things that I offer, why not charge the value of it?
Yep.
My last thing, and of course people don't like saying this, but sweetie, look at your competitor.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
Look at your competitor. Look at your local competition. Look at their work. Look at yours. Understand that you guys are not the same, but y'all do the same things.
Yep.
And then charge accordingly. Okay? Because when you go to the doctor's office in Clinton and then you come to the doctor's office in Baltimore,
it's two different experiences.
It's two different experiences,
Yep.
But they're under the same regulations that they're going to charge the same price.
They're going to charge the same price, yep.
You don't have doctor over here charging lower fees and then doctor over here charging higher fees. They charge according to their skill sets. And if their skill sets are maintained and growing in proficiency, they're charging more every year.
They sure enough do. And have no problem doing it either.
No, ma'am.
Them doctor bills be expensive.
And they don't question it.
They sure don't.
They don't go back and forth about it.
No, you're just going to get the bill in the mail.
So quit going back and forth about it with yourself.
Yes.
Be gracious to your clients and the people that you're serving and warn them ahead of time so that they can prepare. But as they're preparing, you need to be preparing to exceed their expectations.
Yes, definitely.
Because you cannot go out here charging these prices and not exceeding expectations.
Yes, that is key. And then also something too, confidence. Be confident in your pricing. A lot of people are scared to say, I charge this amount for this service. When there's nothing wrong with that at all. That's your work. If you feel like this is what my work is worth, be confident in that. Let people know, yes, I do hair. Yes, I charge $300 for braids. And if that client is not for you, be okay with them walking away, because guess what? As soon as they leave, another person is going to be inquiring, and that they're going to feel comfortable with paying your pricing and maybe tipping you on top of that.
Honey, it will be strangers that will say, you want that much? Oh, don't worry. I'll make sure I add a tip on that.
Yep, they have no problem with coming through.
I've had strangers completely change my life because I've stood on business about my prices. And I gave them more than what they were looking for.
Yes.
It's so many unfortunate situations that I've come across that people come and say they haven't had the best experiences.
Yes.
People are not as friendly. They're not communicators.
Not on time.
They're shouting at you through their websites.
Yes.
In all caps. And they're not...
They make you feel unwelcome.
Yeah, they're not friendly.
Or they just undeliver in what they're being asked for.
Absolutely, undeliverance is the highest part.
No, I'm really shocked at how many people sat in my chair and they were like, "Oh, I've been going here for years and I've never been able to get this." And I'm like, really? Like, nobody has thought to offer you this thing?
I will say though, because we are empowering the customer at this moment. I gotta stay on the right side with the stylist. Clients will do that everywhere that they go.
I believe that. I do believe that too. You know, clients tell fibs. We love y'all.
We love a little exaggerated
They be exaggerating
story.
a little bit.
Make us feel good, because it does amplify the moment. We are going to do our due diligence to make you feel like, girl, if they did you bad, don't you worry.
I got you.
Okay?
I'm coming in. I'm superwoman of the day.
But that can't always be the tale when y'all go to people.
When you go to new people, yeah.
I really dig deep, and I have really deep-rooted conversations with my clients. Like, give me an example. Because, one, I love my people. No, we don't always show up the best, but who shows up the best every day? Yeah. Everybody has their moments. So I don't discredit any stylist that has had a moment and that has left someone torn or feeling a ways, and now they're going around here telling this story. But I do take into consideration the fact that clients do not need to be mistreated.
Yes, for sure.
People need to be served in a way that is tangible for them. They're literally giving you money to see a result on their head or on their face or on their body. You gotta produce that. This is not something that's a stock market. So you gotta really give it up, give it your best. and let that person's heart be changed through your service and through your giving to them.
I definitely agree on that. Yeah. So I know one of the ways that I have been able to sustain some longevity in the industry as long as I've been in it myself, which through products. And I know that's something that they teach us at school too, for everybody who has been to cosmetology school or esthetician school or even barbering. They teach you like products is going to be the thing that make you some money.
Yes, so they do promote that.
Of products today, we have some amazing makeup products here from your brand.
Yes.
So let's tell the audience exactly what do we have on the table, and and tell them where they can get it.
Absolutely. So Soul Chic Cosmetics is my curated cosmetic brand that I started, thank you, in 2015. I took a break on it during the pandemic because just life was lifing. And then I circled back around to it once I got some more time and flexibility to relaunch it. These products that you see in front of you today are my ultra matte liquid lipsticks.
Oh, we love a liquid lipstick.
These are 8 to 16 hour wear. They're very long lasting. My biggest catch thing for me in anything that I do is I love to have long lasting results. I love to give people things that they can use for a long time, and it really does work. So these products are just that. I also have lashes, lip liners, facial masks as well. So we're moving into skincare. It is really, really important, as well as I'm trying to combine the two efforts of beauty plus wellness, because they go hand in hand
for sure.
I also have a herbal wellness line called Soul Chic Wellness, where I offer holistic remedies as well as herbal teas.
Oh yes, girl.
And right now we have our hormonal balance tea, as well as the 14-day detox and our relaxation tea.
Exactly what I need. All of
those three are so valuable and important to me, because I feel like it is the reset for most women.
Yes, for
that
sure.
We all need. The detox is for everybody.
Oh yes,
but the hormonal balance tea is for women, because I have dealt with PCOS. So many women do.
Yes, for sure.
I have finally found something that works naturally, because I don't like taking a lot of medicine.
Yeah.
And I've always loved working with herbs and natural products. That's part of my journey as a natural hairstylist. Everything that I use, I would make.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, after I found out what beeswax do, I was like,
and all the ingredients that's inside of these products that we use on a daily basis.
Yes.
Some can be more harmful than helpful.
Absolutely.
So I'm never opposed to going into your kitchen and doing what you got to do, because that might be the thing that works the best.
So that's funny that you say that. It's like for both things. I kind of like got into the kitchen for the cosmetic line. I started off with like lip oils and butters and stuff like that. I bought all the materials, started mixing up different shades, as well as for shades. I didn't have all the materials for the color lipstick, but I like to paint. Yeah. So I would just do like different shading, like, ooh, what would this lipstick look like if I got it, or that. So from there, I kind of took my journey into wholesaling, found a market, manufacturer and distributor in China, and got to work. People like to gatekeep this information. Like, so many of us beauty professionals can have our own brands.
Yes.
If we, just knew the resources and tools to look to get them. And Alibaba has been extremely helpful in growing my business, as well as a lot of other things. But it's been one of those, learning how to negotiate, learning how to, tell them exactly what you want, adding things to your formula.
Oh, yes, for sure.
All that stuff costs money. And once I got into this journey, it really has been an enlightening journey to see that you can create something from scratch,
yeah,
and really produce something that you can be proud of. And I'm so proud of it because it's been going strong for 3 years now, and we've done a lot of great events so far. The website is up and going well, and So Chic Wellness is a new baby to the brand because we want to introduce the collaboration of beauty and wellness, and putting those two things together,
it's like a dynamic duo.
It's an absolute dynamic duo. And I really want women to understand that when you do focus on your wellness, your beauty will come right into
it. Comes out.
It will come right behind.
People don't
that.
Taking
care
it goes
of your body.
Beyond just slapping on a bunch of makeup and just getting your hair done all the time.
Say that part.
And I can attest to this. It not looking like myself when I've taken all of it off because I'm not properly taking care of my natural self.
Yes.
Maybe I'm not getting enough sleep. I'm not drinking enough water. So when I do take off this makeup or when I do take off my lashes, I look sick. And it's like, that's not a good feeling to not look like yourself. But then, we kind of get into the thing of, now I gotta go put more on because I don't look like myself, when all you had to do was go get a bottle of water and take a nap.
Yes.
Maybe start eating a little bit more fruit.
Yes. Or detox. Get your gut clean.
Yes. That's very important.
Yes.
Like, let's talk about a little bit about the gut health, because people don't understand a detox at least like once a year. I'm gonna say at the least once a year, but in today's society, the way this food is processed, yes,
you need to be detoxing quarterly, if not monthly, if you like to eat what you want to eat. I will say I have been on a wellness journey for at least a year now, and it started when I was working on the brand, the wellness brand, and I looked, like you just said, I looked sick.
Yeah.
I had my last son right during the top of the pandemic, and I was exhausted. I was tired. I was burnt out. I was depressed. I was anxious.
Oh, yes.
And I was just at an all-time low, low. And I just had a breakdown, and I had to have a moment with God, and I said, you know what, God, I'm going to dedicate spending some time with you and go through this period of isolation that you're calling me to be in to better myself. Because if I don't, I feel like I'm gonna look like this for a long time, and I ain't gonna like who I am.
Yeah,
so
that's not even a good feeling to wear on you.
It was like the worst feeling that I've ever felt. And typically for me as a person, I've always been like really, really health driven, eating well, taking care of my body. But you have children, life goes on,
life be happening sometimes.
It be happening, and not realizing that postpartum has a huge role to play in a part of it.
It does.
I did not take the time to recalibrate myself. I was so worried about what was going to happen, how we going to get food, the pandemic, we going to be sick, who going to get sick in here. I was just like all over the place.
I think that pandemic had a large effect on everybody like that, because I had a nervous breakdown. I had my first anxiety attack during the pandemic, and I didn't know where it came from. I thought I was dying. I was like, Lord, that's not the way to take me out right here, now.
No, but it really is something when you have those situations.
Yes, that's when I figured out that I even had anxiety. And because life been lifing so much, I had no time to stop, slow down.
Can we talk about how Black women don't realize that we are working through hyper stress?
Yes.
Like,
oh my goodness. Like in the periods where you get to just stop. And it feels wrong. Like, I think that's how a lot of worker bees get produced, because we are just constantly going and going, especially as women in general. Most of us, a lot of us are moms, a lot of us are big sisters, aunties, and we do have to work and provide,
leaders in our families.
So it's like, we have a lot of things that's always on our plate, and if you never notice the things, like, you're in constant like auto mode, you're constantly going every day, you have your routines going, you don't notice when you're tired. You don't notice when you need to take that break. But child, when it hits, it definitely and sometimes
does.
It feel like your world is crashing down, and if you don't have the proper knowledge
to
understand, like, okay, the world is not ending, I'm just having this type of moment and this is what's the cause of it, you can run yourself crazy.
Absolutely. You called it out, girl. I definitely felt just like that. And it just took me to a place of, girl, you just need to sit down, have a time to yourself, and really focus on the internal, not the external.
Not the external, yep.
So while I did that, I did some intermittent fasting, some real fasting, and I started to eat clean. And that carried through for like 8 months. Then I started to incorporate going to the gym.
Lord, I have a love-hate relationship with the gym.
Ooh, no, the gym is my friend now. I'm in there 6 days a week now.
Oh, girl, I need to get like you. That's dedication.
It is really spiritual for me because it really showed me that, you know, you have the power to change your situation.
Yes.
When you dedicate yourself and you push yourself, no one else is pushing you. It really shows you your own might.
Yes.
You know, we look for external validation all the time.
It's nothing like your own, though.
But when you have to really rely on your own tools and just be like, okay, I'm doing this for me, not for nobody else's applause, just for my sake, it is a different type of power you feel. And ever since I've been doing that, it's other people that tell me this. I don't feel it because I still feel like I have more work to do. But it's other people that are like, girl, you look great.
Yes.
Your arms look amazing, or your skin looks wonderful. And I'm just like, whoo, talk about the skin journey. I had to start going to an esthetician at 30 because I was like, no ma'am, what is this skin doing? It just started like doing craziness. Yes. I have hyperpigmentation that I deal with even more intensely now, so I have to create a regimen, which I have a great regimen now, and I've shared some of that online with people because some people think that you have to be perfect, or everyone's out here with this flawless, beautiful look, and there's nothing wrong with them. People have issues and concerns that sometimes they address, sometimes they keep to themselves, but I'm learning that vulnerability is a superpower, because when people get to see the real you, girl, they don't want no more of that fake stuff.
A lot of times people don't realize that a lot of these things we deal with are normal.
Yeah.
And the way social media, just normalizing that these things happen to a lot of us women. We all kind of go through these types of struggles, but social media and a lot of Facetune has made us feel like, you know, we have to be perfect all the time. And that's just simply unrealistic. So by us feeling like we don't have to be perfect all the time, I feel like that does allow people to be genuinely attracted to you.
Yes.
And it opens up for a larger conversation.
It does. And I love deep conversations. So just to circle back around to what we were talking about in wellness, when I did start to document that journey for myself and just for others to see, it really started to empower others to the point where now I feel like I see people on my timeline every day going to the gym, and it makes me feel so good. It makes me feel so happy because I'm just like, at one point, baby, I wouldn't even touch that place.
Listen, I'll be scared of the gym. But I feel like I'm trying to get into it now myself. So hopefully I'm going to hit you up and ask you maybe I can go to the gym with you.
Maybe, girl, we can do a virtual.
Yes, we can do a virtual gym date or something.
I will empower you all the way through, because it has literally changed my thought process. It's cleared my mind. All that anxiety and depression. I mean, I've had to do a lot of work outside of it, but the working out has really, really settled a lot of things in my mental space, and I feel so great now.
That's good.
You know, I don't look like what I've been through.
Thank you. Let's get into that. Amen to that. So, by you know, we had a great story today. You know, learning your background was amazing. I feel like there's so much more to get into there.
Oh my gosh, I wish we had so much more time. We can say that
for another time, girl, because we can always do another one. Because, you know, I'm pretty sure, you know, people want to dive deeper into a lot more things that you have done within this industry. But so far, I want to give you your flowers for being such a great provider within this industry, because people like you are needed and always are going to be needed. So shouts out to you for being so awesome.
I appreciate that.
And
so
thank
much.
you. You're so welcome. And thank you for joining the show today. I'm glad that we were able to do this, and hopefully all the viewers out there will love this episode. So thanks for coming on the show today, Jackie.
Of course.
It was great having you. But let's tell our viewers where they can find you at. So Girl, where can they get your information? What's your information?
So, well, you guys can find me on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, at Jackie Sorrell Beauty, and that is CYRILLE Beauty. And yeah, I'm here for all the conversation. Follow me, give me a like, share, and I hope to see you in my chair.
And that's what we have today, y'all. It was great. Make sure you guys tune in for the next episode. Until then, peace out.